I had arrived to our family beach condo the night before everyone else was supposed to show up. I was a bit concerned because the balcony door on the patio didn't lock. The only thing holding it back was a small metal hook in a ring in the doorframe. This did not concern me at the time because our condo was located on the second floor, sandwiched in the middle of the condominium. It was highly unlikely a criminal would Spider-Man his way up into my specific patio. I went to bed and was awoken around 3 a.m. At first, I thought there was an emergency because I heard alarms, but they quickly faded. This later turned out to be a part of my dream. There was someone banging on the door next to the condo I was staying in. When I wake up, I'm usually a zombie and can't think, and I slowly start to drag myself out of bed and walk to the door. I guess in my zombie mode, I thought that the person banging at the door was my family members who were supposed to arrive the next day. But then I noticed that the deadbolt hadn't been locked, and that my family knew the combination to the door and wouldn't need me to open it. I began to panic. I quickly secured the deadbolt and secured 2 chairs near the patio door in case anyone tried to kick down the door. The person banging on my neighbor's door was there for 7 minutes, not wanting to get a stern talking to from my family. It's a long story involving trust dynamics and how my family operates. And seeing as I hadn't heard any threats or attempt to kick down the door or any attempt to unlock it using lockpicking, I called the non-emergency number. Apparently, I had called the wrong county of the state I was in. I blame this on the fact that I was still groggy and in zombie mode from recently waking up. The police transferred me to 3 other police lines and then eventually hung up on me. I called the non-emergency number again, the correct county this time, and they dispatched a police officer to come and investigate. By the time I had made the second call, the person had stopped banging on the door. The officer shows up 30 minutes later, and I explain the situation to him. The perpetrator is long gone, and the officer says he will survey the scene and then leave. I also explained that I had called and been transferred 3 times and then hung up on. He explained that that was very nice of them, sarcastic, and to be expected from the operators around here. My family shows up the next day, at a reasonable time of day, and I explain the situation to them. They do not believe me. I eventually ran into the guy whose door was being banged on, the door the criminal was banging on, our condo neighbor at the time, and he confirmed to my doubtful family about the situation. He explains that he was awoken in the middle of the night by the banging on his door and went to investigate who it was. However, he couldn't see through the peephole as the second unlocked wooden screen door was still closed and it was so dark out and hard to see. He grabbed a knife and asked several times, "Who's there?" with no response and just continued banging at the door. Eventually, the guy disappeared after 7 or so minutes of this. We never figured out who it was or why they did it. It might be as boring as some drunk going to the wrong room number and getting confused and leaving after 7 minutes. But the fact they didn't respond when asked who they were, and then proceeded to leave without saying anything, concerned me. There were no more incidents after that.